Okay, we're going to review some of the work that we've been doing over the last couple of days, because you have a quiz coming up. So I want to start by reviewing the word median. Okay, talk to your partner, and I want you to come up with a definition for median. Go for it.
Median is like the middle of the middle of like the max capacity. Yeah, the middle. So what do you think? And sometimes it's just like
4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. All right, Dre, what do you think the median is? What should we write for our definition? You know about the median. Where is it in your data set? Okay. Dana, what do you think, and what should we say?
The median is the exact middle of the minimum and maximum.
The exact middle of the minimum and maximum. All right. Lexi, would you like to add anything to that?
The middle of the collected data.
The middle of the collected data. I like all those things that you guys said. So median, we'll say the middle of the data. And we'll say data set, because I like that I heard collected data, the data set. Okay. And yesterday we talked about if it's an even number of pieces of data, it's going to be in between two numbers. And if it's an odd number of pieces of data, it's going to be, we'll have an actual number that we can find for our median. Okay? We're going to skip mean for now. And let's look at this measures of central tendency. And on this, we have a display of some test scores. So we have some people who got a 42 on their test score, which is not great, but we're going to include it in our data set, all the way up to people who got a 97, who showed really good understanding. So how many pieces of data do we have? Count up real fast. How many pieces of data do we have? I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I want to hear from all of you. 29. We have 29 pieces of data. You could also go 10, 20, 30, and then subtract this one, and there's your 29 pieces of data. Okay? All right. So we have a total of 29 pieces here. And what I want to do before we create a line plot is I want us to find the median. Right now we have our data and it's ordered from least to greatest, which makes finding the median really a lot easier to do. Please remember that when you're finding the median, you need to go from least to greatest. Okay? So we have 29 pieces of data. How can we use that information about 29 pieces of data to find our median? Talk to your partner. How could we do that? Four, 3, 2, 1. Who has an idea about how we could use what we know? We know we have 29 pieces of data. How could we use that to find our median? Kimmy, what's your thought?
Since we know that it's odd,
Mm-hmm.
we know that there would be an exact number in the middle.
We know there will be an exact number in the middle because we have an odd number of pieces of data. Awesome. Thanks for adding that. Emma, what are you thinking?
Well, we thought that we could just go down to 28 and then like do 14 and a half.
Go down to 28, okay?
And then cut that in half and then do 14 and a half.
All right, so what does 14 and a half tell you?
That's the half of
It's
29.
14 and a half is half of 29. You're exactly right. How are we going to use 14 and a half to help us find the median? Lucy, do you have an idea? Okay. Okay. So we're thinking it's the 15th data piece. We would have 14 before we reach that 15th data piece. Emma, add on to what you were thinking before.
Well, and then I thought that you could just do 14 plus 14 and then add like one more and then you would get like 29.
Cool. So if we think about it, we'll have 14 pieces of data on either side of our median, right? Listen to all of you. You guys all added onto each other's spots. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We believe that this is 15. Let's count over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it looks like we found our median.
Yay.
So it would be 84. Okay? It would be that what the actual piece of data says, which is 84. Now, with a display like this from least to greatest, it's not super easy to find our mode. So let's take our data and let's put it on a line plot so we can see our mode much clearer. Now I'll help you guys out and I'll read the number, and if you just want to put an X on your sheet as I read the number, we can do that. So we'll start with 42. Notice how we don't have every number here, but we counted by fives. So this would go like 40, 41, 42, and we'll put a little X above 42. We're going to try and make these the same size as we go along. All right, so we have 42. I'll keep reading them to you. 51, 64, 69, 2 72s, 78, 79, 80, 2 82s, 4 84s, 2 85s, 5 86s, 89, 90, 91, 2 92s, 94, and 97. Now that we've organized our data, it's much easier to see our mode. And a couple of these, I should have done a little better job, maybe lining up my X's right around here. But it's a little tricky on the smartboard. AJ, what is our mode?
Our mode is 86
How do you know that?
because it has the most data points in
It
it.
has the most data points. You're exactly correct. Look at this display. It's much easier to find our mode. We can just look at which one is the tallest. So we have our mode right here. All right. What clusters and gaps do you see in this collection of data? What clusters and gaps do you see? Tess, what do you see?
Well, I see clusters around like the 80s and the 85 and the 90s.
Yeah, so kind of from like 78 to 86. And then where did you see your second cluster? Yeah, Yeah, 92, from 89 to 92, so we have some clusters there. Yeah, with how students did on their test scores. So that's a really good practice for you for some things that you'll see on your test in a couple of days. There's one more thing I want to talk to you guys about. That's your range. How do we find our range? Who remembers how to find our range? Maggie?
Is our range 50?
How'd you get 50?
Because 50 is half of 100.
Okay. That's not how we would find our range. That is half of 100. That's not how we would find our range. Layla?
You have to subtract the highest amount of data minus the lowest, and
Yeah.
I think it's 55.
All right, so what numbers did you use?
I used not 97 and 42, and I subtracted them,
Yeah,
and I got 55.
55. So your range is 55. We took our greatest value minus our smallest value, and we got 55. Nice